Every week, the Major holds a shura where he meets with local Afghans. However, news has just come in that an informer wants to speak to him. It's thought that he has high-level intelligence on the Taliban. So it's decided to keep the meeting in place in hope that the informer makes contact. 20 minutes up the road from Katina is a town that has a reputation for Taliban activity. As we arrive in Zargan Calais, Major Maynard makes an impromptu decision to patrol the market, to show the locals that the Marines are here and ready to protect them.
About 8 months ago, this whole area was a battlefield. Fought pretty harshly between 16 Brigade, 1 Royal Irish and the Taliban.
So it was actually where we are right now. It's just looking
there were contacts every day. In fact, just down here on the left, you'll see the school that was blown up. In fact, this school has been bombed twice. And the Taliban killed it because it was symbolic of the government's progress here, because of the school. There was girls coming to it. It was showing progress, and in their inimitable way, they decided to blow it up.
So every time it's been rebuilt, they've come back and blown it up?
Yeah.
No children were killed in either blast, but the Taliban didn't stop there. They intimidated the teachers with threats that acid would be thrown in their faces. They then went one step further.
And why do you think they killed the teacher? So how do you feel about the people that destroyed the school? Well, I hope your school is rebuilt very soon. I think you should become the new economic minister for the government of Afghanistan. If you were there, would you keep the money or would you build schools?
This is a 12-year-old. He's probably got a pretty good grasp of the economics of this country presently. Now, that's a kind of sweeping statement for me to make, and I can't back it up. But, you know, this is what young people on the ground think about the schools being built here. The problem is, if all the sacrifices that have been made here are to mean something, then the Afghans have got to build these schools for the future of their country, and they've got to stop putting the money in their back pockets, because that's a general consensus of the people here right now.
The shura is being held at the heavily guarded police station. These gatherings are important for the locals and the district councillors to discuss problems and issues that affect them. For the Major, it's an opportunity to make progress and gather intelligence. But the threat of the Taliban is never far away. It's not uncommon for insurgents to infiltrate these meetings to try and find out who's collaborating with ISAF, so there's always a fair amount of apprehension.
I will relentlessly pursue the insurgent for as long as I am here, but I am better able to do that with your help and your support. If those that want to see progress, if those that want to see stability and security all come together, then the insurgency has no room to move.
This is the first time that I've come to this area, and so I'd like to ask them a question. What do they think will happen when the ISAF forces go?
The insurgents will attack again. Yeah.
The insurgents will attack again, eh?
Attack again, and they will take over.
Just as we leave the Shura, the Major is told that the informant has arrived.
We're going to have a one-on-one now.
This person is risking his life and his family's. The Taliban would not hesitate to torture and kill anyone helping ISAF. The informer seems to have credible information on a high-level Taliban commander spying on the base at Katina.
How many insurgents?
Two bodyguards.
He was outside Katina.
Yes, he was just checking the
ISAF locations?
ISAF locations.
Then there was more troubling news.
So he's training men specifically in this area for suicide.
Yeah, some like young boys.
Do you think they're going to target Zagan Kalay?
Yes, they are coming to the Kalay area.
The informant has provided valuable intelligence. Not only is the base at Katina being watched, but suicide bombers are being trained in the area. The information gathered is of such significance that Whiskey Company are about to mount a daring operation. Whiskey Company are planning a covert raid based on information from an informant. Their target is a man who trains suicide bombers.
My intent is to conduct a covert insertion into the area of interest early hours tomorrow morning. We will quickly establish a layered cordon around these 4 compounds here, compound 10, 14, 8 and 13, with 10 being the primary compound of interest. Just remember the Bravo 1 is a suspect suicide IED facilitator, and therefore we will be looking for components associated with that type of threat.
Key personnel run through the logistics of the operation so that they can brief their individual teams later. As of now, the whole of Whiskey Company is on standby.
Deliberately picked a route that avoids as far as possible any compounds and calays for the sole purpose of avoiding the dogs giving away our position as much as possible.
We'll be fighting from the door, nice and slow and laborious. It's not going to be a quick task, but make no mistake, if it goes compound red, we're going to be on the back foot initially until that Bravo call sign, punch in there and fight through.
This is a bloke that trained 15 and 16-year-old boys last summer to blow themselves up and kill innocent people. Let's make sure he doesn't get the chance to do it again this year. Thanks.
The operation will be carried out tonight under the cover of darkness.
Sky, get in that wagon now, mate. You and Scouts, mount up.
Right, we've just been given an early go-ahead for Operation Torabasha 43. We're going to be moving vehicles now down to a certain point, as quietly as possible, into a lay-up position. They know that this guy has been training young men to become suicide bombers. He was doing it all last year. They suspect they've found the location that he's living in. Once they find him, and they either find incriminating evidence or they find explosives on his person, they're going to lift him and take him to Bastion. Before that happens, we've got a very long night ahead of us.
Any suspect arrested will be interrogated by British forces before being handed over to the Afghan authorities. Operation Torabasha, which means Courageous Hawk, is underway.
so many vehicles moving at night because we're moving near the whole of Whiskey Company. That's going to cause people to start talking. Either I come shout out or telephone calls will be made because it's rare that this many vehicles will be moving at night.
With such a large troop movement, the Major has devised a plan so as not to alert the suspect, codename Bravo. Whiskey Company will rendezvous at a police checkpoint, well away from the target. Here, they will then wait until the early hours of the morning before setting off to surround the suspect's compound. Then, on the call sign Bunker Hill, they will go in. It's 03:30, and everyone has made it to the rendezvous point without a hitch.
The things that we're fighting against are, there are farmers out in the fields this time of night. There are members of the Afghan National Police that might be less than sympathetic to our objective. And also, nearly every compound in Afghanistan has a dog. And they'll smell us and they'll hear us coming and start barking, and that could alert the Bravo to our approach.
Whiskey Company now separate into 3 units, each one taking different routes to the suspect's compound. It's over a mile through rough terrain. The possibility of an IED strike at night is omnipresent. The Marines have night vision, and so does the camera. However, I'm not so fortunate.
Open country, and that's where it gets rather difficult. You can't see your foot in front of you, in front of one another. So.
Once again, the man on point sweeps a path, laying down glowing markers as he goes.
So basically, the side looms the guys are dropping so the guys behind us can see the right way because it's been cleared by the guy up front.
I'm trying to walk in the footsteps of the man in front of me as I'm terrified of straying outside the safety zone. The dogs in the surrounding compounds sense our presence.
Just up there, that compound that sensed us. He started barking, and that's kicked off the other dogs down the road. And that is one of the biggest problems out here, the guys, that all of them have guard dogs.
There's a real risk of alerting the Taliban and our suspect.
Requesting that we stay here up until the moment that you want us to move into the cordon. Over.
After an anxious 25 minutes, and wondering if our cover has been blown, we stand by for the call sign to go in.
We've confirmed now we've been joined by other members of Whiskey Company. The compound is just over there. However, the dog is still barking in that compound because it's sensing the Whiskey Company is slowly surrounding that compound and hopefully causing a net so the suspect can't escape.
Charlie 1, Charlie 1, 0 Alpha, Bunker Hill, 1113 mileage over.
Okay, Bunker Hill is the call sign to move in. Here we go.